First Sergeant Dennis or Colonel Hannah will be doing the armed and unarmed drill team. Okay.
Can I see your slides? Did you ask somebody?
Yeah. Can you guys out there see the slides that I'm presenting? Okay. Okay, we want to talk about JROTC expectations, tardiness. For JROTC, we like to tell the principal that if they give us 100 cadets, we take away 100 of their problems. And one of the things that we don't want is we don't allow our kids to be tardy. Colonel and I, we'll stand out there on the sidewalk and we're saying, hurry up, get here on time. You got to get here. And we're encouraging our kids to get here. So we ask that you help us encourage our kids to get here. School starts at 7:35. I know a lot of kids are driving to school or our parents are bringing them to school. Old Fayetteville Road in the morning is a nightmare, okay? And if you get caught in traffic, probably the best thing to do is leave about 5 minutes early. And then the time you left. Hey, look, I live 2 miles away from here. I get to school at 6:45 because I don't like traffic, okay? So I'm just telling you that in order to beat the traffic on Old Fayetteville Road, you're probably gonna have to back your time up a little bit. The majority of our tardiness are in first period. Okay, so please help us out with that if you're bringing your child to school. Also, just want to mention, if you're picking your child up in the afternoon, we have a new traffic pattern. And the new traffic pattern is for parents that are picking their kids up. They have to come down Basin and turn right and come around to the front of the building and pick up. Now, what they're saying, if you pull all the way up, they can load or unload 7 cars at the time. So that will make it real easy and real simple to get in and out pretty quick. But you got to pull all the way up where they tell you to pull up. And at that time, they can unload 7 cars at the time. That will help with the tardiness, and also it will help with you picking up in the afternoon, right? But please, and we tell kids there's a 5 minute window between change of class. You can go anywhere on this campus in 5 minutes. You cannot go anywhere on this campus if you're going to stop and talk to your friends, talk to your little boyfriend or little girlfriend. You're not going to make it. And that's the majority of the tardiness. That's where that happened at. Okay, they're doing something else besides walking from point A to point B. Okay, so we want to make sure that kids on time. Because what we do now is that I don't even say nothing to them. You tardy. I just put you in as tardy. When you get a certain number of tardies, then the dean of students is going to be calling you out of class saying, hey, you got after school detention or whatever the consequence is going to be. Okay. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay. Classroom etiquette. We have procedures in our classroom. Mostly all of us are the same. And this is going to tie in right with the phone lockers. But what we've told our kids to do, they're going to come here, they come down, they put their book bags on the wall, they go back to a formation. We salute the flag every day. So they'll go back to formation. And then when they're standing in formation, the first sergeant will call the formation to attention, get a report, make sure he or she finds out who's present, who's absent. They take that report, and then they turn around and turn it over to the company commander, who will in turn salute the flag. Once we salute the flag, then we'll come inside. Okay, when we come inside, we're telling our kids, so parents, your child in JROTC is not going to have access to their phone. Their phones goes in those phone lockers. Everybody see that black lock over there? And the key, and that child gets their key. They get to keep that key around their neck for the duration of the period. At the end of the period, they go back to that locker and they get their phone and they leave the key in there. Okay, so they will not have their phones during our class period. Okay, they do have ownership of their phone, but they physically will not have it. Okay, and the phone policy on campus is that you are not to use your phone between the hours of 7:35 and 2:40, with the exception. Right now on when they're doing mass break, they can use their phone, and at lunch they can use their phone. That's the only time they'll use their phone. Okay, so and mass break is one of those things that the principal is allowing to happen just because of he's giving them a privilege. Okay, but if they abuse it, it probably is going to be taken. Okay.
Same thing with phones during lunch.
Yeah, phones during lunch, that's the same thing. And the other thing is when a child is walking from point A to point B, they don't want those earbuds in their ears. They don't want them on the cell phone because they can't hear when they got earbuds in the ear, they can't hear nothing else. They got the music turned up, they're in another world. If we said fire, they'll never hear it. Okay? So no cell phones. They don't want cell phones or earbuds in there. If that happened, they're going to be taken, and you as a parent probably going to have to come get them. Right. Anybody have any questions?
Phones are probably one of the biggest distractions in the school right now.
Yeah.
Frankly, I mean, the kids, and frankly, a lot of adults are too, but they're addicted. They're addicted. They think it is an extension of their body. And so a lot of teachers are struggling with this. And unless all our teachers have the same standard, it's still going to be a struggle. But down here, it's easy because we got these boxes. Yeah. And it's making a difference already.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And I just think that kids, they don't want to give up their phone. They don't want somebody else to have control of their phone. But when you put them in a phone locker and they still got the key, they feel like they got ownership of their phones. Okay. And that's what we do. So okay. We're going to talk about mandatory events. We have mandatory events, and it's a part of our students' final grade. These are our mandatory events. Our first event is September the 10th, 9/11 ceremony. That will be done during school. Okay, it's going to be done during school. The only thing your child has to do is get up on the 10th, put on their uniform, and come to school. And we're going to talk about that later on, or what they got to wear that day. Okay. So that's the first event, the 9/11 ceremony. It happened during school. We try to start that ceremony the precise time that the first plane flew into the World Trade Center. All this is online. It's going to be online, so you can look back and see this too. Okay, September the 18th is St. Patrick's Day. That's our first parade. I know a lot of people say St. Patrick's Day, but everything been delayed. So September the 18th is St. Patrick's Day parade, and it will be downtown Wilmington. Okay.
It's going right down 3rd Street this year, straight shot. So what happens on all our parades, just so you know, if a parade is at a different location, like we got this one downtown Wilmington, and Holden Beach is the next one, and Veterans Day is again downtown again. But the policy with downtown is you can go down there to watch your child march, and we're going to have permission slips filled out prior to the event, that if you want your son or daughter to go with you after the parade instead of come back on the bus, then you have to make sure you get one of these permission slip forms. And I have to get them signed, and I have to get them approved by the principal. So it can't be like all of a sudden you just show up and you want to take them. All right. So when they say, I want to go home with mom, make sure that they're tracking. They got to get a permission slip signed, and I got to get it approved. So that'll happen probably like the Wednesday before. And what makes it so simple, we're not going to deny you or your child, but this is what happened. Okay. If we got a permission slip at the end of the parade, I can turn them loose. If I don't have a permission slip, you're going to have to come, and we're going to have to physically lay eyes on you, and you got to verify that you're the parent, and then we'll let you have your child. Everybody understand that? So that's the difference. So if you think that you're going to pick your child up at a parade, just get a permission slip and sign it. That way you don't have to do all that walking to find your child. They can find you. Okay, so that's the difference right there. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Do they have to ride the bus to the parade?
Yes, ma'am. They have to. They will come here and they ride the bus to the parade, and we do that because we want to make sure that our students are in the proper uniform. Okay, most time when they come here and I have a formation, they didn't left something. Somebody didn't left something, whether it's hat, whether it's a tie, whether it's this or that. So, but we want to make sure that they're squared away. So they have to ride the bus. I mean, they have to come here and ride the bus to the parade, but they can leave with you. Okay, I have a hand raised. Which one?
You know who it is?
Yeah, Miss Renee.
Okay. So what time do they need to be to the school?
Go ahead, man. You can go ahead and speak.
What time do they need to be to the school for the parade?
For some reason I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Could you just type your question in the chat, ma'am?
Okay.
Can you hear me, Miss Renee Brown? Can you hear me? If you can just type your question in the chat, and we'll get it out the chat. Okay, I'm gonna move on, but that's the deal on parade. St. Patrick's Day is September the 18th. We already said that. Holden Beach is gonna be October the 30th. Veterans Day is November the 6th. Now on our Veterans Day parade, you want to talk about that, sir?
Veterans Day is going to be a mini drill competition as well. We're going to get there just a little bit earlier than we normally do, not much. And then the color guard and one of our regulation squads without arms will compete, and we'll also get judged on how we march and how we do the pass and review. So we'll be competing with several of the other schools that are going to be marching in the parade. So that'll be a combination, regular parade and a drill competition. So just so you know. All right. Then there's an asterisk next to the Leland Christmas Parade, being that thing's all over the map right now. All right. So we may be doing it. We may be doing it here. We may be doing it in Belleville. A lot of stuff going on with that. So until that gets worked out, that's to be determined. May or may not happen. Okay.
The tri-meet. Our tri-meet is February the 26th. This tri-meet, we normally have about 30 schools that come to North Brunswick High School. And our tri-meet consists of, we do drill, we do Raiders, and we do rifles, okay? And like I said, we have about 30 schools. We need your help on that day, as well as the kids' help. So on that day, we ask the parents to assist us in running the concession stand. I have some faithful people that have been with me they've been here before I got here. Miss Barbara Robinson, she's our fundraising coordinator. And she's actually been here before I got here, and she's still here, and I'm happy about that. So we are very happy that she's here with us, and she normally helps us out with our fundraiser. We do that. That's a big fundraising event for us, our tri-meet. Like I said, we ask you to help us to get some products that we know that the kids like. And then what we do, we sell that product to the different schools that come here. Okay. And then we ask you to run the concession stand to do that. What Colonel, myself, and the other instructors are doing, we're running the tri-meet consists of 3 events: Raider, Rifle, and Drill. So there's a drill bit on all the paths going on out there. In the student parking lot, we have drill going on out there. The tennis court, we have drill there. We have color guard going on in this pad. We normally have an inspection going on in the gym. Then we have the Raiders event going on the football field. The Raiders normally do a 5-mile walk. I mean, a 3.15K. They do a 3.1-mile walk. They do a litter carry, logistic relay, they one rope bridge, and then they do a PT test that consists of a 1 minute of push-up, 1 minute of sit-ups, and a 1 mile run. So we're very busy that day. So it takes all day. We start up. I normally get here about 5:30, and we don't leave here until about 6 or 7 in the afternoon. But it takes all of us to run that. We've been doing this. This will be our 19th annual tri-meet. And we only been successful because of you, the parents. So we ask you to please look forward to that day. as we get into that, we'll be asking for some sign-ups. We'll have a sign-up sheet. We'll be asking you to help us out. Ms. Barber will be talking about having volunteers to work in that concession stand. That really helped. And then we'll put out a list of products that we need, and we'll ask you, if every family member, we have 160 some cadets. And so if everybody just buy one item, that will be like a whole lot of stuff that we could sell to them. Okay. The thing everything has to be individually wrapped. Okay. So that's what we're looking for.
Just to give you some perspective, he said, 25 to 30 schools. There's over 1,000 kids, and even more than that, additional parents and people watching. So it's the biggest thing that happens on this school all year long in terms of people coming in. So it's a big deal. Typically, you have WECT, WAYY, everybody's out here, doing some stories on it as well. So it's a big deal.
Also, the next event is the military ball. Highlight of the program. I think this will be our 48th military ball. It's a highlight. We're gonna have it. We have somebody that has like volunteers to let us have it like at their church. It is a super nice place. It's on Carolina Beach Road. I can't think of the name of the church. I can't even think of the name of it. But I've spoken with the pastor, and he's agreed to allow us to work there, have it there. And it's a really nice event. We normally have the kids, and the males normally dress up in their blue uniform with they normally wear a white shirt and a bow tie. And I will tell you something about white shirts and bow tie. Around February, you need to start getting the white shirts and bow ties. Colonel normally do bow ties. We make a run to Fort Bragg, and we'll get them cheaper than any of you guys can buy them. And I think they normally cost the kids about $3 to $4 at the max. If you go downtown, you're gonna pay a whole lot more than that. So what we normally do, we order a buck issue of those, and then we just come and we'll sell them to the kids at cost. Right? White shirts, though, you need to get a collared white shirt similar to their gray shirt. It just need to be white. It can be short sleeve or long sleeve. Only thing I tell you, if you get a long sleeve one, you need to make sure that the length is proper. So make sure, like I know I wear a 16.5 by 34, 35. Okay, so they got to make sure that they get the sleeves length right. But the guys normally, dress up and they look real good. The girls, they go all out. I think this is bigger than the prom. Okay, we got our girls in nice. We tell them they have to wear nice gowns. Okay, we don't want these short mini skirts and stuff. You're gonna hear me talk about this a whole lot. I always tell these kids, you're just like my grandkids now. I used to say my kids, but I'm getting a little older. So, but they're like my grandkids, and I always tell them I don't want them to be the talk of the town on Monday morning. So we want to make sure, and I have people like Ms. Barber and the rest of the Parents Association. They'll be at the ball, and they're there to help us out in monitoring the girls and monitoring the boys, making sure that they're squared away. Okay, if they have any problem with them, they'll get them, and they'll come and get one of us. Okay. But we'll talk more about military ball as it approaches. Okay, we normally have a nice time. We'll have a guest speaker. I think Colonel's looking at a great guest speaker this year, so we'll have a guest speaker. Also, we honor our seniors on that night. Okay, and we'll talk about military ball. You'll hear me talk about this a whole lot more as it get closer. Azalea Festival will be 9 April right now. We're planning to do that. We normally do the Azalea Festival. And then after Azalea Festival, our change of command ceremony. We do a full change of command ceremony. We normally do it on the football field. So we do it just like the Army does it. And we'll do a change of command ceremony. And it's cadet ran. Cadet, the commander of troops is a cadet. Normally, Colonel is a reviewing officer. We'll look at that this year because we got a little thing doing. But Colonel will do a speech. He'll do some awards. And then once we do that, then we'll do a pass and review. Right. Anybody have any questions so far? I know I'm telling you a lot. Okay, she said raise her hand. I don't know how to do this raise hand. Let's see. Okay, man, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. My son's in marching.
For some reason.
You can't hear me?
I got all the volume up. I already checked it. My volume is way up.
We'll just look in the chat again.
If you can put it in the chat, we'll answer it.
Okay.
Let me see, do I have anything in the chat? What time do students need to be to school to participate in the parade? Where are the pickup forms again? Okay, students need to be at the school. That's different times based on the start time of the parade. So I think the St. Patrick's Day parade is going to start at 11. So we probably have kids come by 9 and 9:30 probably, just to give us enough time to inspect them, get them on the bus, and then move over to the parade. So the times of parades will vary based on what time the roads are closing and what time the parade starts. Okay, and the forms will come out the week prior to the parade. The forms will come out the week prior to the parade. Students that are in JROTC and marching band, they will go with the band. All they have to do is we're normally going to the same places the band goes. So what they have to do is just get with us and say, hey, I'm in the band. I'm with the band. Okay. So, and they will get credit for the JROTC event as well.
Okay.
We have no problem with the band. We have quite more students than the band does. So normally if we got a band event and a JROTC event, the students go with the band. Okay. Any other questions about this? Uniform. Most of your cadets have received their uniform minus their pants. Most pants are in the cleaners, and they're supposed to be back by Tuesday. Okay, so they have the uniform. What I want to talk about a little bit is the general wear of the uniform. The uniform. The only thing that you have to send to the cleaners is that 3/4 jacket. You have to send that to the cleaners. The blue pants you have to send to the cleaners. So the navy blue 3/4 jacket, you have to send that to the cleaners. And the blue pants, you have to send to the cleaners. Everything else, really, you can wash. This gray shirt, you can wash. Okay? You have to iron it. So if you want to send it to the cleaners, you can. But the only two things you really got to send is that blue coat and the blue pants. Okay? And we tell the kids, especially on that this gray shirt, they need to wash it. Because and keep it clean, because if not, they're gonna get ring around the collar. Okay, so we tell them about washing that. So the uniform, the shoes, it's not like when I came in the Army. All you got to do is take some Windex and wipe them down, and then every now and then probably every about 2 or 3 wears, you need to go around them with some edge dressing. I would suggest that you go to Walmart and buy some black soul dressing, 1 bottle. And it should last the 4 years that they're in JROTC if they don't waste it. Yeah, it costs about $1.50. Just get soul dressing so they can go around the edge of their shoes. Okay. No, they're not spit shining. They are core frames. Yeah, they're core frames. And most of every 9th grader got a new pair of shoes.
So the top of the shoe, we can use Windex, or they can use Windex.
Yes, ma'am.
But for the sole, we need to use black dust.
Black edge dressing, soul dressing. Yes. Okay. And every cadet, let me just tell you about the shoes. Every cadet got a new pair of shoes. They got to break these shoes in. Okay. I told them this. When I put them in shoes, I said, hey, I'm gonna give you this shoe and you put it on your feet and you tell me if it fit. I said, if you wouldn't go to Foot Locker and pay $100 for them, don't take them out of the building. So they got their shoes. Hopefully they fit. They're going to be a little tight, especially across the toe, but they'll stretch. My main concern is that they weren't slipping on the back, because if they slip on the back, they're going to get blistered. Okay, some ways to kind of prevent that. Number 1 is what we use in the military was moleskin. Number 2 is that they can get little stockings and put on, and then put another pair of socks on. Their top sock got to be black. Okay, I don't want to see white socks or any other color socks. They got to be black socks. Okay.
The 2 pair of socks will rub against each other instead of against the skin.
Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna be the first time they're gonna wear this is on on 9/11 or 9/10 actually today. Okay, so that's what they need to do when we talk about general wear the uniform. And like I said, this is the uniform they're gonna wear on that day, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit more in detail. Their hair, the male hair, it has to be off their neck. It has to be a tapered effect, and it has to be off their ears, and it can't be no more than 3 inches on top. Okay, so that's mainly just, and they definitely don't have to look like me, but they have to have a good haircut. Okay, they have to have a good haircut. That's part of the thing we tell them, and they got to get a haircut. One thing we say, you know, if you wear the uniform and you wear it right, you're gonna pass JROTC. But you got to wear the uniform. If you don't want to wear the uniform, then my thing I tell kids is that you probably need to look for another course, because if you don't wear the uniform, you're gonna fail. And when they wear the uniform, they have to wear the uniform all day at school. And we will periodically go around and check if you're wearing the uniform all day. There's some exceptions. If you have PE, first period, you do not have to wear the uniform to school. However, by the end of first period, you have to be in uniform. Now, the catch-all to that is that most kids will say, oh, I forgot my shoes. Oh, I forgot this. Now, it's not going to be an excuse. It's not going to be an excuse. Okay? And the other exception is if you have 4th period PE, you can take the uniform off during 4th period and change out, and you do not have to put it back on. Okay? Yeah, and dance, the same thing. Okay? If you have one, and any other time you need to take the uniform off, you have to get approval from one of us. Any other time you need to take it off, you need to get approval. Okay? So those are the things with uniform. We tell the kids you can wear the uniform after school, but you need to be wearing it proper. There's a lot of veterans. A lot of you guys sitting in here are veterans. And when a veteran see that uniform and see the kids not wearing it properly, then we start getting calls. Okay? So we ask the kids, if you're going to wear it properly. Right? Anything else about general uniform? Wear? Okay, hair. I just talked about that a little bit, but let me talk about the girls. Girls got about 3 ways they can wear it. If they cut it short, it just got to be off of their collar. Okay, it's got to be off of their collar.
Not lower than the bottom of it.
Yeah, not lower than the bottom of the collar. Okay, they can wear it in a bun. Okay, and we've in the process, and we've shown some how to wear it in a bun. If they wear it in a bun, the rule says the bun cannot be larger than the head. Okay.
Which is a problem with somebody.
And that's why you got to be mindful. Some of our girls got to be mindful of some of the different hairstyles that they get, because some of them it see that. Okay.
And the problem with that is that you can't really get the headgear on appropriately.
Yeah. Okay. So that, and then if they have short cornrows, they can wear it like that, just down. Just the same rule. It can't be below the collar. Okay. They also must, if they got their nails got to be a neutral color. Okay, it can't be one of these loud green, loud pink. You know, it got to be a neutral color. So they need to look at that when they're dealing with their nails. Okay, and we
color, cream color.
Yeah, and we know we make exception around prom, around military ball, because you know some of those girls, what they tell me they pay to get their nails done. Woo. You know, so we make exceptions, you know, when around those special occasion times, we know that. We know the girls are going to go out and get nails done and stuff like that. And we're not going to say you got your nails done on Saturday, and just because you got an inspection on Wednesday that you got to go and change that or get a neutral color or take it off. We're not going to say that, okay? But, you know, we're just talking about most of the time they should be neutral, okay? Neutral color. Piercing. This is a big one, because I don't know why, but it seems like all the little girls we got, they got piercing everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay, so but the main one I want to talk about is nose piercing. It's a no-no. It's a no-no.
In uniform.
In uniform. Okay, they can have them, but they can't have them. No, those studs in doing uniform. Okay, now I think what Colonel would say we would allow. There's something that because everybody talk about, oh, it's gonna close up, it's gonna close up. They get some flat. I think it's a flat, clear one that's flush to the nose. We will let them put that in, but they can't have these things all raised up and stuff. They can't have that. Okay, so we're not gonna deviate from the uniform. We are not gonna deviate from the uniform standard. Okay, so that's the only thing we will allow. Okay,
all these uniform standards, by the way, is not something we made up. We're going right off the Army regulation, and when the Army regulation changes, which it did this year, matter of fact, especially with regard to ponytails and some of the female hairstyles, we go with what they go. So, it's an Army uniform, and we're going to follow the Army regulation. It's not FM 22-Williams or 22-Baker. It's the Army reg that we're using. So we're not going more stringent than the Army standard, but we're not going to go less stringent. So that's where we're at.
Okay. Anybody have any question about piercing? Yes, ma'am.
Are they just supposed to have
One set? They're gonna only have one set, and that one set can only be 1/4 inch in diameter, and they got to be round.
And is that when they're in uniform?
That's when they're in uniform.
If they come to the course on a regular school day?
Whatever
Whatever they wear.
We see it all. But just when they're in the uniform, the only thing they can have is 1/4 inch, and they got to be round. Okay. They're testing our intercom system. It's terrible right now. Okay, males, just kind of go back to them a little bit. They can have a mustache, but it got to come down to the corner of their lip, their mouth there. You see the, I think it's C and D, where those lines go. That is exactly where that's how far the mustache can come on either side. Okay? And sideburns is to the lower portion of the earlobe. You see that line where the sideburns at? That's where the sideburns can come. Okay? So that's what we look at. Anybody have any questions about that? And we get on them all the time. Now, I get this every year. I know they say my son and daughter, or my son, he don't need to shave. When we look at him, we see that peach fudge under there. It's got to come off. Okay, so a lot of times people say, well, he don't need to shave. But when you see all that little hair under there, then it's got to come off. Okay, so we ask you to be, mindful of that and know that, we're inspecting them and we're looking at them. Okay, so if we say they need to shave, they really need to shave. And I know they're young, 14, 15 years old, but I think we're teaching them a good thing right now. Anybody got any questions about uniforms?
I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
My daughter's name tag was spelled wrong. Her name was spelled wrong on it. So we need to get that correct.
What's her name?
Presley.
Okay. I am in the process of ordering name tags probably tomorrow. And actually, I took the voucher to the AA today. But what I do, I have to send the names. So she just need to remind me in the morning. That's one of the things I was going to ask the kids in the morning. If anybody need a name tag.
Is that the one from last year?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, just tell her to let me know in the morning so that I can fix it. Because I'm going to try to order them tomorrow. Okay. And actually, one of my cadets are taking notes over there. So thank you. Okay. Any other questions? I'm gonna let Colonel talk about this.
All right, so we don't have a whole lot of fundraisers. We probably only have 2 major ones throughout the year, but this one is an easy one. If you shop at Harris Teeter at all you got to do when you go to the checkout line is link your VIC card to 8704, and then we get pennies on the dollar for any VIC items that you buy. It doesn't cost you anything more than you would already spend. You're already going to buy stuff. But if you link your VIC card to 8704, then we get some money. Last year, we got a little over $200, which is like almost nothing. But in previous years when we did really well, we've gotten over $500 up to $700. just by people linking their card. So if you shop at Harris Teeter, we appreciate you if you link your Vic card. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can. If you you know what phone number you have that's linked to the Vic card, because they're all come with a link to the account. I can put in a batch with names and numbers, and they'll link it automatically. So if you want to do it yourself, that's fine. If you want us to do it, we can do it with a batch. And we got a form to fill it out here. All you got to do is put the name that's associated with the Vic account and the phone number that it's linked to, and then I'll be able to put it in as a batch. Everybody understand? And that's just free money based on stuff you were going to buy anyway, right? No extra cost to anyone involved. If you know other people that shop at Harris Teeter in your family, tell them also. All they got to do is tell the cashier, link my card to 8704. That's free, right? So we got this here. We'll have this available to sign up if you want to do that, or you can do it yourself. But we appreciate your support with that.
And everybody online, just like Colonel said, when you go to Harris Teeter, you can just tell the cashier to link my Vic card to 8704. If you don't want to do that, and you want us to link it, just send us your name and your phone number that is associated with that Vic card, and Colonel will do a batch and link your Vic card.
And I won't give your phone number to nobody.
So and that's easy. That's easy money for the program. Okay. 9/11 ceremony. This is going to happen on 9/10, September the 10th. During school, happened during first period. The uniform is Class B. So I'm putting this up there, and you can go back and look at this. This is the Class B uniform, but these are the items that we're looking for the kids to have on that day. Now, what we've instructed your child to do on next Wednesday, they're going to bring their beret, they're going to bring their hat brass, they're going to bring their gray shirt, their unit star, and their unit crest, their belt and belt buckle to school. And what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that those items that goes on that uniform is properly placed. Okay, we're going to make sure it's properly placed, and we're going to make sure that we get all the hat brass on the hats. Okay. Yeah, but we're going to get all the hat brass on the hats, and we're going to, yeah, and then we're going to cut all the belts. Okay. So next Wednesday, they ought to bring that to school. But next Friday, when they walk out your house, this is the uniform they should have on. Okay. Any questions?
That's really the only uniform they got. So.
Yeah. Yes.
So your uniform inspections are on Friday?
No. The uniform inspection, just that we're just doing a 9/11 ceremony on that day. And
Will be
yeah.
on Monday or Wednesday.
Uniform inspection would normally be on, like you said, Monday and Wednesday. Our typical week is Monday, we do drill. Tuesday, we're in the classroom. Wednesday, we'll do an inspection. Thursday, we're in the classroom. Friday, we do physical training. Now, let me just talk about Monday a minute. Normally, we issue the kids ACUs. ACUs are no longer in the Army inventory. We're going to change that. They're no longer in the Army inventory. They're now OCPs, the uniform that those young cadets have on right there. However, we do not have enough right now to issue every cadet one. Hopefully, they're going to give us some more money here, hopefully by October, and we will be able to put everybody in that uniform. Right now, most of the people that will be in that uniform or will get that uniform, if I have it, is the ones that are on teams. And we'll start doing that as we get our teams and we get them organized, okay? So, well, eventually, the plan is to have everybody in that uniform, and we will wear that uniform on Mondays, okay?
We can't wear the old one anymore because it went out of commission.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
What do we do with the old ACUs?
They can go hunting.
Okay,
I require them to keep their boots and their belt.
everything else she can do what she needs to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
They need to keep their boots and their belt. Okay.
Don't give it to the Taliban.
Yeah.
Never.
These are our teams. we have a JROTC teams. They're the Cyber Patriot. I'll let Colonel talk that.
Cyber Patriot's relatively new. It's a team that basically takes a downloaded image that the Air Force Association is the organization that runs the Cyber Patriot program, and the team of kids takes this downloaded image, which is basically a computer screen of another computer on your computer, and then they try to find the vulnerabilities in the system, like things that a bad guy could infect your system with because you didn't do something right. So there's a training course, different modules. They learn about the modules, and then they compete against other schools to get points by doing quizzes and also by taking this downloaded image and then trying to solve and fix all the vulnerabilities in that system. So it's part of a STEM initiative that the Army JROTC is going through in these next few years. We volunteered to be a pilot program. We don't know if we're going to be one yet or not, but we still are going to have a team that will compete against other teams in the region and in the nation. So that's what that's all about.
Okay, our drill teams, we have, like we say, we have armed and unarmed drill teams, and we have a color guard. They will be competing in several events. We do have a drill meet on October the 13th that will be here. It will be the county drill meet, so it's going to be here, and it's probably going to consist of color guard, unarmed drill, platoon, and squad. It's our first one. It's going to be October the 13th. So we'll be doing drill, and then we'll be doing several other drill meets as the year go along. Okay, our drill team, First Sergeant Dennis was in charge of our drill team, so we got to try to get them up and running there. They just started practicing last week, so drill practice is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if your child is there, have them get involved with that. The drill team practice lasts from 3 to 4:30, and I'll show you that slide in a little bit. Our rifle team, the rifle team is the only team you have to make, okay? The rifle team you have to make. In order to make the rifle team, you got to shoot a 240 out of a possible 300 in a match, or you got to shoot a 480 out of a possible 600 in a match. And I say that because we shoot two types of matches. We shoot a 3x10 and we shoot 3x20. So based on which one of them we shoot, those are scores that they got to make. Now, the rifle team, what I've done since we got a all electronic range, and I've got kids that want to shoot, and I'm trying to get the ninth graders up and running. I've got 2 nights that we'll shoot. Two afternoons we'll shoot from 5 to 7 on Mondays and Thursdays, and that's all new shooters. 5 to 7 on Mondays and Thursdays. They have to have pass a safety test first with the score of 100. They have to pass the safety test first, and then we start working on seeing if they can shoot. Okay, and they'll go through a series of shooting skills, and then if they can, I'll have them when I think they're pretty much understand the prone position, we will shoot in the prone, and that's going to be the cutoff. I need about 12 more shooters. So what we're going to do is I'm going to train them how to shoot the prone, and then once I train them how to shoot the prone, and they're going to go out and they're going to shoot the prone, and I'm going to take the top 12 shooters. Okay, so that's what we're doing, and it's the only team we have to make. Like I said, we got a high-speed range over there. A lot of kids, they want to see themselves shoot, so I turn the monitors off because I want them to focus on shooting versus what they shot. Okay, so the rifle team is the only team they have to make, and it is a great team to be on. We have been nationally ranked. We have been high as number 4 in the Army and number 12 in the nation, and that's shooting against Marine, Navy, and Air Force, right, and the Army. So we've been ranked pretty high, and we have had some good teams. And we do travel. The team could actually, if they qualify for the regionals are normally held in Alabama. If they qualify for the nationals are normally held in Ohio. Right? And that whole trip is normally paid for through the Army if you make it that far. Right? Honey, you want to talk about Raiders and
And
robotics?
Raiders is basically military stakes. So you got an 8-person team. You can have an all male team, or you can have a mixed team with males and females in it. We've had multiple teams, one mixed team and one all male team. But basically, you're doing 5 different events. You're doing the PT test, like we talked about before. You're doing a 5-kilometer run together as a team. You're doing 2 different types of either obstacles or relays, and you're doing this last event, the rope bridge, trying to get all your members across a gap in as fast a time as possible. So that event happens in a round robin fashion after the PT test in the morning, and it takes the majority of a day, and the kids are smoked after that.
Okay, and robotics?
Robotics, another STEM initiative. We are the reigning county robotics champions. We're in the process of, we got about $700 of funding to get the new robot kit and robot field for this year's competition. And so we're in the process of building that right now, and then we'll be manipulating the robots so that they can compete in this new field, and then we'll compete in the county again. We have at least one other school that we're going to compete with in the county, and then hopefully this year we'll get into some regional competition. This is really our real second full year of robotics. But if anybody the kids are in there, actually they're messing around with the robot right now.
And
I'm breaking it.
we will show you, if you would like, we'll show you the robotic, and we'll show you the new rifle range when we finish the meeting, if anybody would like to see those. Okay. So, and the color guard is a part of the drill. We do so many color guards. If your child want to be on color guard, we welcome them to be on color guard. We do color guard for every home football game, every home soccer game, every home basketball game. We do it with every lacrosse game. So then we do it for different things that throughout the community here. So we're very busy when it comes to color guard. So we love to have extra people on color guard. We don't want to burn the same people out. So if they want to get on a team, they'll be on color guard. Okay. And just with all these events, with drill and color guard, you have to do at least 4 events to get your drill rope or color guard rope. The drill rope is the white, a color guard rope is the white one. The drill rope is the red one. But you have to do 4 events, and you have to stay on the team at least a year to get those. Raider is the same way. You got to do 4 events, and then you got to stay on the team at least a year. Now, with all those events and this pandemic that's going on, at the end of the year, if some of those was not doable because of the pandemic, then the coach will make the decision whether or not that kid get the rope or not. All right. So this is the schedule. We kind of already went over that. But this is a schedule of practice time for all the different teams.
And it could change, but that's what it is right now.
Yeah. And we try not to do anything on Friday, except for we have football games or basketball games or soccer games or lacrosse. Then we'll do color guard and them on Friday. Yes, ma'am. Yes, they can be on multiple teams. It's just that when we start, when we have a meet,
Unless you're on his rifle team.
yeah. Well, I got people on multiple teams. It just affect me when they start shooting. But they're on multiple teams, but most time, say like when we have a tri meet or we're going to a meet, sometimes we have multiple things going on. Even if we go to the same meet and you on the Raiders, the rifle, and the drill, you got to kind of probably pick one of those because you're not going to be able to do all 3 of them at one day. Okay, but they can still be on multiple teams. Okay. Yeah, you just got to split time. Yeah. And
the same thing with intercollegiate. Like if they're playing, like we got a lot of football players, we got a lot of this, we got to try to make deals with the coaches, to get them, when they're in season, we don't ask for much. We know they're in shape because they're doing whatever. But if there's something technical, like I got guys on the soccer team that are on the Raider team, right? I know they're in shape, they're running all day, but I need them for a half hour, one day a week to do rope bridge stuff. The soccer coach works with me on that. So that's kind of how we deal with those other teams.
Okay. J-Lab.
Okay, J-Lab, we do this every year as well. We had actually 4 teams compete last year, and we made it to the second stage. We didn't make it to the championship, but this has been every year I've done it. All 7 years I've done it, we've made it to the second round, into the second round. But essentially like Jeopardy. It's Jeopardy, type questions all across the board. One of the question sets is more based on academics. The leadership team, that one's based more on leadership topics. And so one year we actually had both our leadership team and our academic team make it to the national championship in Washington, D.C., which is what that picture is right there. And then one year we just made it with an academic team. But our goal is, of course, to make it to the championship every year, but that's what we try to do. And that's a great 4 days up in D.C. for free.
This is our website, and this is how to get to our website. Our website has abundance of information on it, so we encourage you to go visit our website. Also on our website, anytime we do an event, we have a S5, which is our public affairs person. They're going to update it with pictures. And what we found out, the way we update it, you can go there as a parent and you can download pictures of your kids. Okay. So hopefully, if we do an event, we're going to take a lot of pictures. We'll put them out on the website. And then if you want to desire to go download one, you see one out there that you like, you can download it from the website. Okay. But we encourage you to go visit our website. There's a lot of information out there. Cool. This is our band app. This is how our battalion commander communicates with the battalion. If we have something to put out, we want to tell the kids something, we relay that to the battalion commander, and she will put it out on the band app. Okay? So this is how it's gonna, and if you want to be a part of that, parents, all you got to do is get this, take a picture and get that QR code, and then follow the instructions to download the band app. Or you can go out into the app store and download the band app that way. The name of it is Band. Yes, sir.
Is that QR code on your website?
I want to think so. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's not, we'll get it on there tomorrow.
If it's not, it will be on there. But I'm thinking it's on there. Okay. But if not, it will be on there tomorrow. That's a question I'll ask my S3. I think she knows. Okay. Look, I can use a computer, but the kids, they are computer savvy. So they do all this work, all these presentations and stuff. I tell them what I want, Colonel tell them what they want, and they do it. So, and we do have a group of seniors this year. Yeah.
And some juniors.
And some juniors. Yeah. Right. So this is the QR code, like I said, it's out there. Anybody have any questions about that? We got cadet information form, and most of it should be done. We asked the 9th graders to make sure that they consulted with you and showed you what they was filling out and signing up for. So if you haven't seen that with your child, please ask them to show you those cadet forms, and they're all on the website as well. And it's several forms that they got to fill out. When you go to the website, it's gonna you pull up the form. It's gonna say 9th grade, and then if your child is a 10th grader, it's gonna say 10th graders, 11th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders, 12th graders. Okay, so they got to fill out the one that coincides with their grade.
There's some annual things we got to do, like a photo waiver. Like we feed them a lot of places we go, so one of them's a food waiver. So we don't have the food waiver, and we're having a picnic out here. They can't eat if they don't have the food waiver, and they'll tell you about it then. All right.
Those are on the website.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. They're all on the website. Okay. We know a lot of parents have had a lot of questions. They're on our website. There's a place that you can ask questions, so you don't have to wait till the next meeting to ask it or ask it on the band app. You can just fill it out and ask the question, and then we will give you an answer. We will provide you an answer within a week. Okay, our F5 is going to be checking this weekly. And when she see questions up there, if she can't answer them, or the battalion commander there can't answer, they will come to Colonel and First Sergeant or Colonel and myself, and we will answer the question, and they'll put it back out there so that you can get answers to it. So please utilize that. If you got questions that you need, something that you need to find out, please utilize that. Okay. Is that the intercom?
I don't know where it is. Is it?
We're rocking out there.
They lost their mind up there. Somebody was playing with us.
Are there any other questions, comments, or anything from anybody?
Check the chat.
All right, check the chat.
We'll continue to do these meetings, both virtual and in person, because it gets more participation. Normally, we try to get it done a lot faster. The first one's always a little bit long because we're taking the freshman parents through in a little bit more detail. Normally, when I'm running it, I try to get done half hour, 45 minutes at most. All right, so this is a little bit longer than normal. When we get back into the regular monthly routine, it'll be a little bit shorter, and we'll get the information out and move on. So just for expectation management purposes.
I just put my email in the chat just in case. I know someone asked for my email, so I put my email in the chat if you need to contact me. Also, I'll give you a phone number.
While he's finishing up, one of the things that we tell the kids the first week is that, we're not recruiters. We're not trying to get any of these kids necessarily go in the military unless that's their desire. We don't push them that way. We're specifically prohibited from recruiting. And really, we play the middleman between the recruiters that do come to the school because we know their objective is numbers and our objective is what's best for the kid, right? So, while we do let them come talk to the kids, we don't let a recruiter try to push a kid in a direction that's not right for them because we know them better, right? Also, it's not really only about 30% or less of our kids every year they graduate and go into the military anyway. Most of them do something else, college, 2-year, 4-year, vocational school, whatever. But what we do tell them, and I tell you, is that ROTC is about making them a better citizen so that they have options. I read the names at graduation, and I want to have the satisfaction when I read one of my cadets' names and watch them walk across the stage that they have some good options after they get that diploma, not just one bad option. So this course is about giving them options. And if they do their part, we're going to do our part. Okay, so that's our commitment to you.
Okay, I'm going to try to answer the questions in the chat. One question was from Miss Vicky Miss, is a soul dressing. Is that what it's called? It's called soul and dressing or edge dressing. Okay.
It has a little spongy head on it.
Yeah, it has a little spongy head, and it's like I said, it's black. Also, does the uniform need a certain level of starch from the dry cleaning? The outlet in the shirt, the pants and the jacket, just have it dry clean. Don't put starch in that. But the shirt, you can have starch in the shirt. Okay.
I put only light though.
Yeah.
Crust.
Right. Yeah. Another question. I sent you my contact information. Is bringing the items on Wednesday for freshmen only? Yes. We're just worried about freshmen. The upperclassmen should already know how to put their uniform together. So we're just worried about freshmen for a Wednesday about bringing the uniform in. Do they dress out every week? If so, what days? They do dress out every week once we start inspection. And like I said earlier, that normally we will wear a uniform on Monday, which is called our OCP uniform right now. But all our kids will not have that. So some kids might be wearing that on Mondays. We will make that decision as we begin to get into that. But all the kids are going to be required to wear the uniform on Wednesday. And then all the kids are going to be required to at least bring their PT uniform to school on Friday so that they can change into their PT uniform on Friday. Okay.
So normally in a normal week before we switched out that uniform, there would have been 3 uniform grades as a minimum, right? So now there's probably only going to be 2 until we get enough of the OCPs. But there'll still be a different grade put in for Monday anyway, probably based on knowledge or something else. But
Okay.
we'll get there.
Are there any other questions?
All right.
Again, I just want to say, see, your name is not Anderson.
It's okay. I still use it.
Okay.
It's easier.
Okay. So this is Miss Anderson, and she's our secretary. She's taking all our minutes and stuff. And we just want to give Miss Anderson a round of applause. She actually went through some sickness lately. I swear she hurt her hip, but she's a strong lady, and she come back and she's still hanging with us. So I really appreciate it, and thank you.
I'm gonna stay on.
Okay.
After my son graduates.
Well, thank you. Okay. And again, we have Miss Barbara here that has been with me for 23 years. She was in the program when I got here. So she's one of those ladies that she's gonna be working with us. So we appreciate that, and we ask you guys to please help us out as we go forward to try to make this program, which we already think and we kind of know that we consider ourselves the best on this southeastern part of North Carolina. And so we want to continue that. Okay. And I see one of my former cadets over there, Mr. Turley. He was a sergeant major in the program. So that's how long I've been here. So we're just happy to have you guys. And again, thank you for all for coming out. And we normally will have this meeting the fourth Thursday of every month. The fourth Thursday of every month, we'll normally have a meeting. Okay. So look forward for that. Look for things coming out about that. If there's no question, we're gonna, yes, ma'am.
Sorry. You were gonna give us a phone number?
My phone number is 910-371-2261. And you can reach us. That's a school phone number. And then our extensions, Colonel extension is 1129. My extension is 1140. So you can reach in either one of us at those extensions.
And we normally we check our message. We try to respond within 24 hours of anything that we get.
Okay. Any other questions?
All right.
Okay, well, we thank y'all. And if you want to look it through the range, we will go open those up for you.